If you appreciate this work, consider hitting me up for as little as $3 a month over at patreon.com/Bickford.
My name is Tupac Shakur, and I attend Tamalpais High School, and I'm 17 years old.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's take a look at the pagan programming affecting young black men and why niggas is sagging. Niggas, a term of endearment, spelled backwards. That's sagging. You're under a bad spell. Underwear? The term niggas, a reappropriated racial epithet turned term of endearment spelled backwards, is sagging, as in sagging pants. Perhaps the most visible and obvious joke being played on impressionable young black men adopting an infantile lifestyle rooted in pagan programming hiding in plain sight through pop culture and what we deem as urban black culture, something of a modern invention. So the niggas wasn't always sagging. But then came the 10 crack commandments. Do you get it? That's the instrumental playing in the background to a famous Biggie Smalls song. He's Biggie, he's Smalls. If you don't get it, don't worry. It's no biggie. This stupid fashion trend didn't fall out of the sky. It was an influencer inside job. People with SAG cards, I believe. The Screen Actors Guild issues SAG cards to its members. Now consider this, and then these lyrics from rapper turned actor Common, formerly known as Common Sense.
She said you look like you rap, where's your bling gay? And your clothes is tight, but you don't seem gay. I said, nah, that's dude from NSYNC, gay. She wasn't married, kept a ring on her pink gay. She said, you know, I don't be dating rappers. I said, I got my SAG card, baby, I'm an actor.
Let's talk about the white tee bulgers, the white tees, the whiteys, and the white tees. Remember when the oversized white t-shirt was the go-to hip-hop fit? Says XXL, oversized whitey bulger wannabes. They got their big shirts on. They usually wear multiple layers. Those are actors, and they're sagging their pants. Niggas sagging their pants, wearing their big oversized whiteys. So whiteys oversized. This is the super saturation of the new flood, where we learn about Orange Man Bad and too much saturation, aka too much dope in one place. You got too much too soon in the new flood. Orange Man Bad is super saturated, and that's a lot of information, and that's bad dope. Dope used to be slang for information. Archon is where we get the word anarchy and hierarchy. A lot of people want to go up there and be an Archon. Some people want to fight the Archon. We've beheld the OJ Pale Horse before.
Guess she was right. I wake up, accessing the damages.
Bruh, I wanted to be like Mike. These say Nike. What the fuck, man? Bro, the white tees don't call that Air Force One over here. Let's talk about the immaculate white shoes and the manufactured trends sold to low-class and basic black men through hip-hop icons and other social influencers. So, y'all are sick of this shit yet? Sick of the, well, being under the influence, under the influenza? Sagan's biggest dream is to go legit. That's debt rules everything around me. Hip-hop heads will understand what I'm talking about. The Air Force One is a staple white sneaker. You got your white tees who want to be whitey bulgers brushing their white leather shoes, keeping that white skin nice and clean for massa so they can get aboard the mothership. Meanwhile, white hipsters are over here online doing the exact opposite, paying over $200 for pre-scuffed up shoes. They want to look like they've been through some stuff, and so they've got a little scuffed up soul, right? I got some soul to me. I got some history. That's part of the white guilt. I just want to look like I fit in. I don't know who I am. I'm going to buy $260 sneakers that are scuffed up. Meanwhile, the black guys are doing the same thing, but inverted. And red, white, and blue remains divided by design. Nike's Air Force Ones are a longtime staple of urban fashion, and it's another embedded white tees, while black men settle for overpriced, immaculate white kids' shoes. And they're made of white leather, so black men put on their white tees, and instead of brushing their teeth, which have stronger enamel, and they should be able to smile more often, they spend $200 on blonde suede work boots for smoking blunts on faux leather couches in an apartment that's in your girl's name. Because you're living the dream, right? You got your blonde boots, your blue jeans, you got your white tees and your white skin on your feet so you can get up on that Air Force One. These dudes are going to trip up the stairs wearing those pants on that plane. Blonde boots, blue jeans, white tees. Y'all into some rhymes? You like those rhymes? Y'all dropouts like them rhymes. I got some rhymes for you. Another anagram for niggas is gang. Just spell it another way. It's a gas gin. They're gassing you up. Who's a gin? It's the spirit in a bottle. We get the word genius from the same word we get the word jinn. Jinn is that demonic entity known in Hebrew as the Shadim. So are you a Slim Shadim Slender Man signed to Shady Records, spitting some dumb shit out your mouth when you hear those bars? You know what 16 bars is? That's just 4 rooms, one for each gospel. You just put all that shit in a box, tuck it away, and forget who you are, and just listen to the Nagas, the shapeshifters, the spirits, the demons, the Shadim. That's spiritual warfare. And when you hear the war drums at that 4/4 rhythm, you dig deep down into your bowels and you bring up this toxic shit and you spit hot fire out of your mouth, and that's caused by locomotion. And the motor mouths come from Motor City in Detroit. That's the 313. That's the birthplace or cultural rebirth place of Bad L Rap. Battle Rap, where you take the inspiration and you map it onto war drums, and you take that breath and you use your breath control and you give it away to the gas gin. And this is what happens to the Cains and the Abels, the people with the stick and the people who are able, the no sticks.
So over the weekend, Alicia Keys, I got this article on my computer. Blender Magazine did this interview with Alicia Keys, and the article said that you believe that gangster rap was a ploy by the government to kill black people, and that Tupac and Biggie were essentially assassinated by the government. Is that true? Did you say these things?
What happened, C? And how are you this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so sorry. I was so rude of me.
Now we're going to get into some white boy shit, and I'm going to show you some freaky shit you should have been warned of and were. But the warning was hidden in plain sight. You should have ordered that mushroom burger instead of engaging in the cultural cannibalism that has been programmed into the black community to alienate the most inspired, intelligent, and sensitive of their voices.
I don't know, do any of you in here remember, are you old enough to remember when that record came out? You are, the other ginger, and the other ginger. The 3 gingers in the room. Well,
until they put them through hell, get them on record, and then listen to that sweet canary sing its song. And the only way they believe they can get there is through this, let's say, purgatorio. And that's how the sausage gets made. You're taking a look at an etching of Cain and Abel from Albrecht Dürer, an artist whom I've suggested before was inspired in a way by a jinn spirit. And we see a bonsai tree type jinn branch in the back and a ram's horn embedded in that tree trunk. And this is a group of people that are hell-bent on a race war. They want to create division amongst men based on tribes. These are the Naga shapeshifters, the gas jinns. This is the trans carbon versus the cis carbon. We get that from hydrogen turned to helium, and then 4 heliums make a carbon. That's your CH4 methane pattern. The Nagas are the serpents and the shapeshifters, and in the Hindu tradition, the pattern of Christ is precognitively embedded in this pattern of Shesha, the gentle serpent. Christ tells us to be wise like serpents or wise like nagas, but harmless like doves. Now, we can do harm with our mouth, and we see Swamp Thing here is a product of the master builders, the architects and engineers of society who seek to perpetuate cultural climate change and race division in order to benefit from the shit show, the polarizing, let's say antagonizing and psychologically abusive media that we're exposed to on a regular basis embeds the creative fingerprint of a type of demonic or shedim influence. A jinn has been let out of a bottle, and all of a sudden the world is addicted to the internet and arguing over polarizing, possibly not even remotely true media reports. And the black folk have been getting more gassed up in the past century than your average American, from the Tuskegee experiments to the planned to fail by design social justice movement in which black people were sold a dummy bag, and Malcolm X was taken over for Martin Luther King. And now social justice warriors don't understand these pagan spirits that embed their likeness in works of art, embed their message in hip-hop music and in pop culture. And it depends on who you sign a spiritual contract with. Are you a martial artist verbally? Are you a verbal martial artist? Do you spit hot fire? That means you're signed to Shadim Records. Those are the evil serpents and shapeshifters, sociopaths, empty vessels who sign contracts and give their life away because they believe that there's no spark inside. So they will sell their soul to a system, a corporate entity, which is itself a collection of people worshiping the same demonic logo and ideology. And ultimately, it's all paganism. From the major religions of the world, like mainstream Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, to the corporate culture and political ideologies like neoconservatism, Zionism, and even progressive liberalism. They're all infecting the churches. The churches are now platforms for political ideologies, and the pop culture is teaching black people how to hate themselves, divide themselves up, and perpetually feel like, well, like the kings of the Jews, just sitting in the intersectionality icon of that cross and playing the victim instead of doing it their way. So you're going to sign that contract instead of just letting your light shine. And artists who sign that contract and regret it end up saying things like Eminem and Kanye have said, while people who love playing the game play the game like Jay-Z. So Jay-Z seems to be comfortable in his position, and Kanye seems to agree with what Eminem said on record. He said, quote, "I sold my soul to the devil, and I'll never get it back." Now, wisdom would suggest you never say never, but God gives you free will. You can excommunicate yourself from God's love and focus on hatred, especially if it's over a 4/4 beat, and the beats are really good. So the producers produce more than instrumentals. They produce the platform with which the serpent is brought forth from out of the vessel. So think of the Snake Charmer as like DJ Premier making a hot beat, right? For Jay-Z, Guru, whoever, right? You're J-Rue the Damager, and you're going to come out and spit hot fire over that beat. That's the serpent inside of you getting pulled out by that music, and what you do with it ultimately shows what kind of tree you are and what kind of roots you have.
Oh, I have to say, I can't say one person. I gotta say, yeah, I gotta say there's three people that I have to say.
You ready, Chief? 5, 5, 5.
Hold on, bitch.